Greetings and salutations, everyone. I've had a subject on my mind for a little while. I know I've already done a video on ego, but I kind of wanted to revisit that topic. I've been learning a lot about ego, and ego is another word for pride. I've been learning a lot about ego, and I said in my previous video, you can't have an ego. You always have to remain humble when doing spiritual work and working with spirits. And ego can sneak up on you. It's very sneaky, and but it's probably the most detrimental thing in any spiritual practice. Ego and pride is not what you think it is. It's it's not, as soon as the camera went ding, he jumped up and ran over here. So I pinned it down. That's exactly what it is. And he's going to sit here and chew a bone and make all kinds of noise, aren't you? Pride and ego is not what it appears to be on the surface. On the surface, it appears the egotistical, prideful person thinks very highly of themselves. But that's actually kind of a facade, like a mask that the egotistical, prideful person puts on. The egotistical person really doesn't think much of themselves. In actuality, they need other people's opinions to verify themselves. This is why a lot of egotistical people go out and buy big houses and fancy cars and, coach purses and whatever. All this outward, to put on an outward appearance of ego. It's like a shield that hides what's really inside, and they highly rely on the opinions of other people to feed their ego. Actually, I got this book and I've been reading it. It's called Seven. It's by Jeff Cook. And it's really Christian, but it's not too Christian. Like you can read through it. Just kind of skip over a lot of the Christian stuff, but it goes. As I'm sure everyone's heard of the 7 deadly sins, and as much as that is a Christian concept, it's a very true concept. I think that's one thing that they might have gotten pretty close to. But I just wanted to read one little paragraph out of this book, so you guys can kind of this will clarify everything. Okay. Pride always chooses itself over the rest of reality. It is the complete anti-realist frame of mind. Pride, then, is not possessing extraordinary talents, viewing my skills highly, or even showcasing my gifts for the benefit of others. Pride instead spurs me... Come on! I'm sorry, guys. Pride instead spurs me to view myself as the only one in the entire world that matters. To think that I have somehow earned the prime spot in the universe, and now all of creation is in grand symphony celebrating me. I may have a lowly job, no money, no friends, no iPhone, yet still meditate continually on myself as the one whose thoughts and feelings matter the most and more important than anyone else's. Pride, then, is not thinking too much of myself. Pride is thinking of myself far too much. And I'm only on the first sin, y'all. I got a long way to go in this book. I really, really like that paragraph, and I've been reading it like over and over and over again. Like I said, ego is pride, and it infiltrates the spiritual community so much. And I know a light bulb burned out over there. I just noticed it. And everybody's susceptible to it. It can happen to anybody, and it can sneak up on you. And you always try and remain humble in everything you do, because like I said, when you're working with spirit, it's not you. It's your spirits. It's the spirits. It's not you. So how can you not remain humble? And I'll tell you what, you start getting a pride and ego in spiritual work, the spirits will knock you down quicker than shit and show you that it ain't you, and you shouldn't be having that ego that you're having. I think we've been seeing a lot of this happening in the community lately. Again, I had rehearsed a whole list of things I wanted to say about ego and pride. You go into the spiritual community, and there's the ego and prideful spiritualists. I mean, and there's good pride and there's bad pride. It's good to have, let's say, if you're initiated into a tradition, it's good to have pride in your religion and the tradition itself and the spirits of that tradition, but not in yourself. You as a spiritual worker are a reflection of that tradition that you're initiated into and practicing. There's so many things I wanted to say. So, I mean, but you'll see them, you know, in the spiritual community. You'll see the workers with the ego and the pride. I think everybody misses the point that even though a lot of them, I don't agree with a lot of them, I find flaws in all of them because they're all man-made and everything. Religions, in their base, in their creation, in their base, now they're used to control people and make money and do all this stuff. But at their core, what they were created for was to help people. And you see workers out there charging $3,000 for a service, charging $800 to burn a candle for you, charging $600 for some work or something. I mean, they're not helping people. Who can afford that? Who can afford that? I mean, I'm sure some people can afford that, but that's ridiculous. If you're truly a spiritual person, your goal should be to help people regardless. I don't know if y'all seen, I'm only left in a couple groups now on Facebook, and one of them is my private group, and I think 3 others, and those are like the only groups I'm in anymore. And actually, you know, that's another thing with spirits. Blessings a lot of times come in disguise. Something that you think is bad and terrible, it actually turns out to be a blessing. And I mean, just, it's crazy how things work for that. I am a firm believer that there are no coincidences. I'm a firm believer that every single thing happens for a reason. And I mean, I can look back clear to the path I'm on now. I can see the split in the road. I can see if this thing wouldn't have happened, I would have went this way. And I don't know where the hell I would have been. But this thing did happen, and the path split, and I had a choice to go this way or this way, and I went this way. And I was led the whole way by my spirits on this path. The door opened, and the thing that made this happen was horrible. I mean, I almost died. I was so deathly ill for like a year. And in that ill state, I cried out to my spirits, and they came to me and they guided me and helped me and put me on the right path and got me well and like everything. So if that illness, though it was horrible and terrible and I almost died, if that illness wouldn't have happened, I would have went this way. If that would have never happened, I would be on a totally, completely different path than the one I'm on now. And even after that happened and I went this way, I can go back now and look at every single step of the way and how this happening made this happen and that happening made this happen. And everything happens for a reason. So we have to learn to see the lesson and the blessing in the bad things that we think are happening to us. In the end, I can't be anything but grateful for getting sick like that. Because if it wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be over here now. And that's always, hindsight 2020 kind of thing. But when bad shit is happening to you, just always kind of realize that there's a reason for it. Okay? And it's usually a blessing in disguise. I mean, I'm going to be 40 this year, and I got 40 years, and I can look back on so many things in my life that I thought were terrible, tragic things, and they were all blessings. So yeah, and right now in my current path, I am extremely blessed, and I am so grateful to my spirits and my friends and the people that I have come in contact with, and every day I wake up, I thank my spirits so much, and I sing to them and I dance for them, and I'm just so happy and thank them for their blessings and another beautiful day. Every day you wake up healthy is a blessing. It's a wonderful day. I think I went way off track of what I was talking about. So, yeah, we were talking about ego and being prideful. That will hurt you so much in your work. And it will turn people away from you as well. And if you're a spiritual worker and you're trying to help people, you don't want to do that. You don't want people to turn away from you. And the ego will definitely do that. There was so much I wanted to say. Getting old's a bitch, y'all, I'm telling you. I used to have a great memory. But now, and I still do. It just seems to kind of happen when I'm doing a video. My mind just, I don't know. Maybe spirits communicate with me. I talk about what they want me to talk about. I don't know, but I usually forget what the hell I was going to say. In the spiritual community, I don't know. There are elders and there are experienced, workers, been doing it a long time and everything. Is some better than the others? I wouldn't say that. I would say some are more connected with spirit than others. But that again has to do with the spirit, not the person. I guess it's that way in everything. Some people are really good musicians. Some people aren't. Some people can sing really good. Some people can't. You just gotta kind of find your niche, and do what you're good at, even if you think it's like a mundane, talent, or it's not important, or whatever. If it's what you're good at, focus on that and do that. Some people are really good at communicating with spirits. Some people are really good making oils. Some people are really good at knowing herbology and stuff. There's different talents in the spiritual community. Some people are really good at divination, and And just because someone else has a gift that you don't have, don't envy them for it, and don't try and be like that person that has that gift that you want, because you have a gift that they don't have, and maybe someone else wants your gift. A truly happy and blessed person will not seek to tear somebody else down. To do that, like, and we're talking about like trolls, or, you know, just people in general, like bullies. People that have to tear other people down are really low in themselves. So they have to tear other people down and bring them down to their level to make themselves feel good. Oh my God, I just had another thought, and it was right there, and where to go? Oh, people that judge. I mean, I did the one on don't be a judge without a bench, too. People that judge other people by their appearance. That is the lowest level of vibration I can think of. If you are calling yourself a spiritual person or a spiritual worker or this and that, and you're still judging people by their soul suit, by their outward physical appearance, you really need to go back to school. You really need to learn. That's my cat's tail. You really need to learn how to elevate off that level. That is such a low level. And anybody that says they're a spiritual person and they're judging people by their physical outward appearance, or what kind of car they're driving, or what kind of jewelry they're wearing, or what name brand their shoes are, or this and that, run from that spiritual person, because that is the lowest bottom of the pit level. How could you even call yourself a spiritual person and judge people by the way they look? Like, I seen comments, you know, and people talking about me and the way I look, and I don't have any teeth, or I need to go buy some dentures or something. I have dentures. I have them. I don't wear them around my house. I'm not going to put them in just to please your eyeballs. I'm not here to please your eye. And if you can't get past my physical outward appearance, and that's something to make fun of in your mind to try and make yourself feel better, I think you better go to another channel. This isn't the one for you. Because what I'm talking about is going to go way over your head. You're not even going to get it. So don't even, just go somewhere else. Go somewhere on that level, because this level's up here. And you're not going to reach it, and it's going to go over your head. I read a story the other day. I've been doing a lot of research, a lot of studying, again, preparing for my new path and everything. And I read a story about a deity. I'm not going to mention the name of the deity or anything like that, but this deity likes to disguise himself as like a homeless poor person. And he will put himself in the path of the initiates of that tradition and see what their reaction is to him. Whether they will take pity on him and help him, whether they'll make fun of him and cut him down, or whether they'll just walk right past him and pay him no mind. So it's actually, the story kind of says, you know, if you ever see a homeless person, you know, if you're in that tradition, if you ever see a homeless person, try and give them something, try and help them, try and do something for them, because you never know, it might be this deity in disguise. And if you help him, he'll bless you, you know, and if you do the latter, then I don't know what happens. But that's that's a good story to reiterate in anybody's daily life, no matter what path you are. All of these traditions and spiritual paths and guidance and everything that we're given from our spirits is not, it is to better ourselves and become better people, but it's also to help your community and help the people around you and give back some of what they give you, what you've been given. So yeah, I mean, I've been learning a lot. A lot. I think I'm going to cut this short. I think I kind of said everything I wanted to say, I think. Um, but yeah, just kind of random, I guess, kind of talking about stuff that wasn't what this was supposed to be about. But, yeah, I'm bringing it to you, and, I don't know, the closer it gets, it's like, a month from now, I think is just gonna, unfathomable to me at this point right now. Every day I'm amazed at the things that are happening and the things that I'm learning, and you know, the levels. My spirits bless me so much every day, and I'm so grateful to them. You gotta have faith, man. I was talking to my husband about this last night, and he obviously he can't hear my spirits, you know. He has his own spirits. But he can't hear mine, so he doesn't have the faith in my spirits that I have in my spirits. I mean, after I sat down with him last night, and I actually, you know, I went through the step by step and how this led me here, and I'm like, how can you not have faith after this and this and this and this and that, and this happened, and this, if this wouldn't have happened, that wouldn't have happened, and that made this happen. And I'm like, how can you not trust your spirits? How can you not have faith in them? And I finally turned around and I said, okay, you don't have, you know, have to trust my spirits or have faith in my spirits. I said, why don't you go and ask your spirits about what I'm doing? And maybe that'll help you and clarify things for you a little bit. You always got to have faith in your spirits, and the ancestors are the most important. As I've done 3 or 4 videos on ancestors, and they are your most powerful spiritual allies. They're more powerful than any of the other ones. And you can always trust them. They're your blood, your DNA. You know that they love you, and they're never going to do anything to hurt you. They're never going to do something, even though it might seem like something bad. Like I said, it's a blessing in disguise. You can trust them 100% and know that they love you and know that they would never do anything to hurt you. So I guess that's my lesson for today. I'm waiting on a couple phone calls, and the garden's coming along real good. Yeah, maybe I'll get out there this week, and I still got to get my lettuce in the ground, but everything else is planted. But lettuce is a cold weather crop, so I might actually just get a big pot and plant it in a shade, like off my deck or something, so it doesn't get a lot of sun in this heat, or I might just wait till fall to plant my lettuce. I usually plant it in the spring. But last year I planted it in the ground and I got lots of slugs. I never had slugs. But last year I got lots of slugs in my lettuce, and I was like harvesting my lettuce, and I brought it in to wash it, and it was just like slugs just floated up everywhere. That kind of turned my stomach a little bit, my husband's stomach a little bit. So I don't know. I might just try a pot this year, and I might wait till the fall. Maybe there won't be a lot of slugs around. But yeah, okay guys, that's the lesson for today. Like, subscribe, and share.